Okay, so this is the big deal with the world. This is the big deal. Okay? Okay, so I've been listening to David Wilcock and Corey Good. It's called David Wilcock and Corey Good. So the big deal is there's also an important thing which people need to learn. It's called creative silence. And what this means is basically it's also... Let me get into the main thing I was trying to say. The main thing I was trying to say is that it's creative. People need to live creatively. You need to live creatively. It doesn't matter if that's what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if that's not what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if you've got a lot of money, millionaire, or if you don't have, not a millionaire, you just live on $800 per month or whatever in a small apartment. That doesn't matter. What matters is people need to start living creatively. Okay? So what they try to do with the school system and with the roads and everything is you think using the left brain. So you're supposed to don't do that. You have to use your right brain to when you're living. That's creatively. The Illuminati have a thing where they close their right eye or left eye or whatever. They're trying to say close the creative eye to get people to think out of the uncreative eye. What this matters is that the way it works is that one side of your body is dominant. The other side of your body is not dominant. Okay, for most people are right-handed, so that means the right side of your body and also the right brain is the dominant one. This means that is the creative brain. Creative has to do with survival. Survival is not a yes or no thing. Survival, you do anything to survive. Survival is survival. You'd think your mind would think of any solution in order to survive. This is why creativity, this is, it's not a technical thing. Okay? The left brain is the technical brain. Okay? It's technical, follows rules like yes or no, right or left, industrialism, technical, all the kind of, cars and roads and stuff like that is kind of technical. There are lines in the road, you have to stop at the red, to make the left turn, it's all kind of technical. It's not something that flows creatively, it's technical. Okay, it is technical. So that kind of left brain, that technical is the left brain. Has to do with compartmentalization also. Oh, I just work for this, I don't know anything about that, That means you don't know anything, you can't build your own house, you cannot grow your own food, you cannot survive. You're just one small component of the system as a whole. You cannot do anything by yourself. So it vastly limits what you can do. Makes sense. That's the left brain if you're operating out of the left brain. Right-handed means right brain is the creative brain. For people that are left-handed, then your left side is the creative side, and your right, that's the dominant one, and the other side is the recessive. So for most people, you're right-handed, you're right-brained, and so your left side is the part, like think of yourself as a dog. The left side is the tail. The dog is gonna tuck his tail under the left side and run away. That's the part that's being protected by the dominant right side, right hand, the creative side. There's people who can switch it around. It doesn't matter. The point is it has to do with the fight-flight response. Okay, the left side is the side that's in retreat. The right side is the side that's not in retreat. This is the one that's going outward, and that going outward motion, this is what you need to do to survive. Okay, it also means, which is very true, that unless you keep growing and keep fighting in the world, you're going to die off, or you're going to lose ground. Okay, like in the military or football or whatever, unless you are moving forward, you're not just not going to be moving forward, you're actually going to be losing ground. You're going to be losing ground. Okay? So do something creative every day. Somehow move forward in the direction that your life is going. If you want to live by the rivers and do river rafting, start researching right now about river rafting and start to get into it. That way you're moving forward little by little. It can even be just psychologically. Start to work on it. That way you're psychologically preparing yourself for that. You're moving forward. You know, the left brain is something there is no moving forward. Everything is just like, I gotta do what I gotta do or whatever. It's not, you're not moving toward anything. You're just spinning your circles, which is what we see the New World Order, the technical stuff. The people have no idea what their purpose is in the world. They're just doing things just to survive, kind of barely. They don't know what they're really doing it for. Or their survival skills are limited because they don't know how to do anything themselves. So the right side is creative, the left side is not creative, it's the recessive side. So out of high school, you use the left side. Everything's this, that, all kind of rules and regulations, like in The Matrix. What does he say in the movie? Everything about them, the Mr. Smith, the bad guy, the Mr. Smith, everything about the bad Matrix computer controlling is based on rules. It is based on rules. And that is why you will always be faster. That is why you will always be better, because you are not based on rules. You're creative, and there's no exact rules. You know, the dark side of this, you could see the Aleister Crowley guy says, you know, his philosophy is what was his philosophy? Do as you will, right? Do as you will. So that is actually a creative way of life, you know, make art and just slash and do this kind of creative stuff. So it's not good to do that. It's bad, obviously, but you know, I mean, you have to have a right or wrong, or you have to be kind of not a criminal, obviously, but the point is that it is a creative existence. You know, do as you will. It is create. You have to be creatively. Is a renewal. Creative is always self-renewal. It renews itself. There's no rules to worry about. You don't have to be up in the morning at 7 a.m. every day. You don't have to worry about, you know, paying the taxes at a certain time. That stuff will all work out. It'll be fine. So the right brain understands everything works out just fine. And do what your survival, you know, creatively. You live creatively. And the left brain is a bunch of rules and regulations, and then, oh, am I late for this? And, you know, so, oh my God, you know, kind of a lot of nervousness there because it's rules and regulations. So and it's technical. The left side is more technical. So again, the left side is technical. There's excuses and stuff for why you do things, like, wow, you're doing this shady stuff, but there's a lot of excuses and stuff you got for doing the stuff. Like, no excuses. No excuses. You can't have excuses and then do bad stuff. Bad religions will have a lot of excuses, but then you're doing horrible things, and there's excuses to excuse it. Like, no excuses. No excuses. Can't be like murdering dogs and then say, oh, it's to, you know, it's to decrease the dog population. There's too many dogs. No excuses. That's not an excuse. What the fuck is going on here? You know, what the fuck? You can't be murdering these fucking dogs. Like, open your eyes. You're murdering dogs here. It's extremely evil. Yeah, no excuses. So the right brain is creativity, more creative. You know, it's not just technical. It's more creative. You're more also building yourself. It's just a more creative way of seeing the world, and you start to also think about yourself more, as far as, you know, house, property, successful, you know, and you know, you can make anything happen because it's creative. You can make positive things happen. There's no excuses to not make positive things happen. You will find a way to make positive things happen. You'll meet people who will help you make positive things happen. It's creativity which opens the door to whatever positive things you want. And the left side is a bunch of excuses. Oh, we don't a lot of excuses, and these excuses and technical details. Keeps these people in a rut, the same old, and not really living a dream, not doing anything creative. That's it. So instead of living technical, with kind of this technical rules and regulations, all of this kind of corruption and bullshit, you don't want to do that. You live creatively, which is what positive consciousness, love, friendship, all that is creative. Friendship, when you have friends, it's not a bunch of rules. See, like, hey, you didn't make it here. It's 7 p.m. It's 7:45. Unbelievable. You're not my friend anymore. Get the hell out of here. So he broke that rule, and then what? If you're not friends with him anymore, it's too technical. Then you're going to lose your friend because of a technical issue. So instead, live creatively and understand nothing is perfect. You came late. At least you came. You're okay. You're okay. Everything's fine. So that's the creative side of it. So people need to live creatively with friendship and stuff like that. Friendship is very tolerant. You got to tolerate the differences between people and how different they are. People are extremely different. One is like this, one is like that, and there's a complete difference. So the friendship is part of creativity and everything like that. So that's it. The creativity is the way to see the world instead of seeing it through technical and excuses or stuff like that. Getting away with things is also kind of technical. Creatively, you look at it with an open eye and say, hey, you can't get away with that because it's not going to work out. You're getting away with something evil. It's going to bite you in the butt. It's going to be bad for you. It's going to be bad for others, bad for you. It's bad. So it's technical versus creative. Creativity is the way to live, not the left-brained technical.